Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 171, and today we're going to be doing battle with Akshan Nasus. And so, if you're one of our daily followers catching this as soon as it comes out, I'm looking to play decks over the next few days to where I think they might be able to dodge the upcoming balance patch, and then there's still just good decks on their own. And so I'm not really looking to play with things like Riptide Sermons or Eye of Nagakaboros or concurrent timelines. I think those things are all going to get hit. I wouldn't be surprised if something like Viego took a hit. And I think the majority of Nasus action here should avoid nerf. I think Akshan himself. There's been, a bit of community uproar around Akshan. I don't think he really deserves it. I do think his Fount of Power should just be traded out for something else, but I think Akshan will dodge. Also, don't think Hate Spike will catch anything. I think this is a card that's, solidified itself as being pretty good, but not so good that it deserves a nerf. I don't think this needs to go to like 2 mana, 3 damage or something. And so, Akshan Nasus, this has been on the rise over the past few days. And again, I think it will dodge out on the nerfs. And so it's got two real big themes going for it, right? To a degree, it feels like two decks that have been kind of smashed together, but I don't really agree with that theme. But, it does have this action plus Darkened Bloodletters idea, right? You can drop the Bloodletters on a bunch of units early, help you kind of turbocharge the leveling up of your action. Then the Bloodletters does tie into a lot of these slay effects that we see out of Shadow Isles. And so you can say Bloodletters, you're undying. Attack and then sacrifice it, get the little dude back, re-equip the little dude, whatever. There's lots of little chains that you can make with the Bloodletters when you're out here trying to sacrifice units, whether or not that is to get a sort of free sacrifice and killing off a unit that's already equipped, or sacrificing off the Dark Enthralled to something else. Just lots of nice little interactivities between the Bloodletters and the Shadow Isles sacrifice theme. And so, speaking to the sacrifice theme, that's the other half, right? If the first half is Action Bloodletters, the second half is the Shadow Isles Slayers package. And you see it a lot these days, either with Nasus being like Nasus Kindred is the big one, or also with Viego. Viego by himself, Viego plus Evelyn, whatever. They play a lot of these same ideas and thoughts, and they're all quite strong. You have this really good early game removal package with the Vile Feast and the Hate Spikes. You have your guaranteed removal with the Crumbles and the Vengeances. You have this kind of never goes away sacrifice kit with the Undying, and then you have a bit of card draw between your Spirit Leeches and your Glimpse Beyonds. And so it's a nice and strong mid-rangey value style package, but what do we always say is the big thing with this format? If you want to be able to tussle with the sun discs of the format, what do you have to be able to do? Overwhelm, rally, or be elusive. And so this goes about it in two different ways. It has the overwhelm coming out of the Zolani from the Darkened Bloodletters, so we've got that covered. And then it also has atrocity, so we can go over top of our opponent's board if we need to throw a Nasus at them for like 15 or whatever. And so it's got a lot of the aspects of the deck I like, and then it doesn't have the things I don't like. Kindred. I hate Kindred so much. I was thinking of this earlier, and it just brings the Mitch Hedberg quote to me, too, where it says, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to, too. It's exactly how I feel about Kindred. I used to hate Kindred. I still do, but I used to, too. God, I hated that card so much in Expedition. You won't be seeing any of him today. But this is good stuff. I'm ready for battle. I hope you are, too. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I've checked to see if we've paid the pay-to-win price, and we're looking good. The pay-to-win price has been paid. We have a couple of epics in here that haven't been leveled up, but all of the commons, all the rares, some of the champions, premier and ready to go. All right, what are we up against? Battle number 1. Fizz Zillion. Okay, I'm not sure what we're getting ourselves into here at the rank dumpster legend, but we'll see. I had a real struggle this morning. Today for me was a gym day, and so this is beautiful. I definitely want to pick up the action here. I lift 4 days a week and just do like minor cardio. Oh god, are we playing against the fucking otter thing? God, I fucking hate Curious Shellfolk. More so than Kindred. But I lift 4 days a week and do minor cardio, and then I do about an hour of cardio 2 more days of the week. And today was an hour-long day. There's an hour long of cardio, an hour long of RNG ramp, and I think I went like 1 and 7. It was a pretty bad day in terms of win rate, and so didn't preserve any LP gains that we had from the previous day. But here on this board, I'm not quite ready to. Oh shit! I'm not quite ready to try and cast spells onto Fizz. We have a reasonable enough package of cards here. We can start trying to drop Vile Feasts and shit on the following turn. Still not entirely certain what he's doing. I don't suspect we'll see the likes of a. I don't suspect we'll see the likes of a Papercraft Dragon coming out of this, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. I still think that this is probably a Shellfolk deck, and then they're looking to kill by putting a bunch of generated combat tricks onto Fizz. Kind of what I'm envisioning in my brain piece with this bullshit we're about to do battle with. Fucking dumbest card ever made. All right, bro, let's get those attacks in. Lose out on a spider. That's okay. Coming at you for 4 damages. Should we go ahead and overwrite? I don't remember how this works with the husk on the board. This isn't the kind of deck we play a ton of. Right, we can still kill the little guy. The husk doesn't mess it up. Alright, cool. It's kind of painful losing out on... Oh, I guess we aren't losing out on Thresh. It's not Thresh at all. Oh my god, I'm losing it. I'm losing it today. I got all that RNG ramp on my brain from my sweet cardio time. So what do we got? Do we want any of this? Like, I'm not excited about it. I think we can just let it go. The Rite of Negation would be the big add here. But coming from Shurima Bandle City, these aren't things that we can stop, right? If he's going to have a... Let's take the Shellfolk, or take the removal spell, actually. I was going to say, if he's going to have a way to answer our Nasus, we can't stop it. It's going to be a mini-morph. Here's that stupid fucking card. just let the salt come over you. Do we actually need to kill off the... he only has 3 mana here. It's actually tempting to just kill off Akshan and get our Zolani back. The thing I won't do here is kill off the 1/1. We can't try and use the 1/1 and have it get pokey-sticked. Alright, let's just kill Akshan. Alright. But yes, the 1 health unit is not a viable target here. See? Told you. What you coming at us with? The 3-cost bloodletters now? So dude costs 8. Can't play him just yet. If we're going to be switching over to Nasus, let's still go ahead and play it. We can put it on the little card. We can add the fading icon and then still drop Nasus next turn. Okay. And so I didn't feel the need to hang on to that Rite of Negation for our Nasus. If he plays like a mini-morph, it's whatever. Shurima's not going to have the removal to deal with it. And then if it's a something like a Gnar thing, what do you call it? Stun. Gnar thing, stun. then it's just like not killing our Nasus, and I think he's still okay. So he doesn't get the flip here, but he is going to get up to 10 power after this. Ready for action on the next round. Speaking of action, would we like to drop him? We can start to activate this Warlord's Horde. I don't think I'm really excited about it. I kind of want to just get Zolani on the board. Then we'll consider it next turn. Cool, what epic do we get to battle today? People haven't spent much time these days bitching about Loping Telescope. Do you miss it? Do you miss those days? All right, what you got for us? Sentinel's Horde looking pretty good. There's the mini morph I was talking about. Just can't do anything about it. Well, we sort of could with the Sentinel's Horde, but not anymore. All right, this is where we're going to stop. We're not going to get... I mean, I guess we can get closer to lethal. I was kind of wanting to make sure we would get the action thing, whatever it's called. Maybe we just do this. Attack with everybody, then send action to the end. And then if something dies in combat, we still get the horde, right? Did we just math that completely wrong? I mean, it wouldn't be the first... wouldn't surprise me. Looks like we did have a problem here. I think I counted the Undying, and I was like, we need another dude. And I kind of messed that up a little bit. I think we're still okay here. That's how you do it, right? You just pick up the atrocity. You get him with the last wind. Hate this deck so much. Still don't know what it does. We've been playing Masters level constructed for 6 months. Couldn't tell you what the fuck this stupid deck does. Just so annoying. I really hope with the upcoming balance patch that they make the Shellfolk like... You don't have to nerf it, just make it Path of Champions only. And I would be exceptionally pleased. But we took victory over that stupid-ass deck. Feels good. All right. Regaining a couple of those LPs down here in the dumpster, playing against the cool stuff. It's so strange. Like when you're down here in the dumpster level LPs, and you get to play against the Shellfolk, and you get to play against Braum, Tom Kench. you don't see this once you hit about 100. All right, I'm deciding if we want to keep one of these weapons. I'm really just kind of intent on looking for action. It is nice to have those early plays, but they're going to be like a little slow. Wasn't really hoping to mulligan into Atrocity Crumble, but that's the way the cards fall sometimes. And then we did manage to hit action off at the top, so... Welcome to the party, my dude. Big blocker. So how do we deal with this? I'm not really excited about getting involved with this favorite artisan, but we have to start getting something happening on board. So we're probably just going to lose action this turn. Are we? Well, I guess we can give it a round. Like, the problem here is that, oh fuck, I guess that's a problem as well. Is like we really want to be saving our crumbles for like his good cards, his Tom Kench and his Brahms. We don't really want to have to crumble off this favorite artisan, and so it's a little bit awkward in that sense. Okay, gonna have a Make It Rain as well. Nope.
I do not break rules, I bend them slightly.
Alright, what can we turn up now? Gotta take this Nasus. We just have to have something big to help pop off in this game. If he didn't have the Make It Rain for the Rite of Calling, I don't suspect he'll have it here. Rip Tom Kench. Now we're done for the turn. A big Nasus. Ooh, 5/5? So big. Many sizes. Many sizes on our Nasus here.
There's always fighting 8 cons Pablo. To the forge. Where are you off to? The craft sings.
Sure. Sad day for Action. We don't get the good landmark on the board, but we'll make the best of our opportunity. All right, big unit. Our unit's bigger than your unit now. The classic measuring game between men, right? My unit's so much bigger than your unit. Doesn't matter. You can immediately think towards penis joke, but any object in the world, a man will find a way to make that comparison. Mine's bigger than yours. Well, this is a bit annoying. We can at least not lose out completely in this combat if we like. We have the opportunity to say like hate spike Zolani away, but the Nasus will still die. So let's at least get the damage in, and then we'll hate spike after the fact. Want to get this big unit off of the board. And we can get the we can get the husk back, sacrifice the husk to Zolani, get our unit happening again. Coming at us for 11. Oh, he could just open kill us, can he? See if he goes for it. Oh, he lost all his stats. Okay, I forgot he had that combat trick. I just saw all of the stats happening on the favorite artisan and was like, oh shit, we about to get boomed. It's like we're probably still about to get boomed, but it's better than dying to an open. Let's just pause for a hot minute like we're going to play something. We're not going to play anything, but it feels like we're at a very real risk of dying here. But there's typically like a lot of stuff that we could play in this spot to kill off his dudes. And so maybe he won't bring the full amount of heat. Tried to play a +2/+2 stance and pulled it back. Gotta block the big one, right? This is a 12 if we block a 2. What you got for us, deck? Vile Feast, you would have been pretty useful on the previous turn. Not gonna lie about that. Would have been pretty useful. Alright, let's try the Zolani again. Not sure what he's supposed to be able to pull off with the Scar Grounds. Be a little bit short of lethal. Sad day. Needed one more damage. What's he doing now? Is he going to blow us up? Feels like we should have lost this game like 4 turns ago. Give or take, 4 turns ago should have been dead. Yeah, shit's annoying. We can't play any of our cards now because of these bullshits. I guess we can still... We don't have to kill an ally, right? We can just play the Spirit Leech and be done. That is a play. It's currently hitting for 6 with this dum-dum. Alright, let's keep at it. How many times in a game can one play Zolani? So many values. I'll take all the values, please. Oh my god, so many dumb cards. Okay. I didn't imagine we were gonna be playing against so much dumb shit this game. Oh my god. Alright, well that's a saucy Braum you got for the next round. I guess we'll never be able to play this atrocity. What dumb card is coming down now? Give him the opportunity to give him the opportunity to get a kill from one. Blighted Ravine is not the card. Okay. So do we want to go ahead and drop our Zolani now? We have 2 options, right? We can put the Dark Enthrall onto the Butcher. The Butcher will die. We'll get that one health unit back. Or we can just go ahead and drop Zolani. I think I'm okay to pick up the little unit here, just to make sure we have something else to sacrifice. Braum's out here getting big. We can get around some of this, but we can't get around it enough for lethal, right? We can put... Or can you play this twice in the same turn? If you equip it, then kill the unit off, can you replay it as Zolani? About to find out. About to find out. Right, I want the little dude on board. Now, can we still replay this? No, we cannot. What a dumb game. Dumb game. So here, if we attack, Braum just gets to block the thing. I think we're dead here. I think we were dead here about 5 turns ago, but we could have approached this a little bit better. Took a bit of learning with how our cards were going to work. We should have 2 Zolanis on the board right now and not just be dead. But that was a little mistake on our end. But nonetheless, the off-meta brew gathers victory, takes down world-famous FTP Bust. Good job, John Destroys. John Destroys, I have some knowledge for you. I got in a bit of trouble the other day. As you'll get older, it's okay to get in a little bit of trouble. It'll happen sometimes. We were watching the esteemed film The Italian Job. Now, if you're not familiar with The Italian Job, it's a bad version of Ocean's 11. It is a heist flick. The Mark Wahlberg and company decide to go steal some stuff, and then they have an elaborate plot. It gets foiled, then they have to go steal more stuff again, and then lots and lots of stealing going on. And so, at the end of the day, one of the youngsters in the family was asking about the good guys. This is where Bust starts in, right? This is where Bust can try and get himself into a little bit of trouble. Number one, you say, who do you think were the good guys in the movie? And they, of course, say, oh, it was Mark Wahlberg and all of his friends. And you say, interesting. Would you classify a person that steals as being good? And they're like, wait, what do you mean? And you say, well, Mark Wahlberg and his friends spent the whole movie stealing stuff. And they're like, yeah, he stole it from a bad person. It's like, well, the bad person stole from them. And so old Bust would like to put forth the assertion that it wasn't a matter of a good guy and a bad guy. It was a matter of a bad guy and a worse guy. And then you can kind of like see the wheels turning a little bit in the brain. And then the mother figure was like, okay, we're kind of done with this conversation now. I'm not going to have this philosophical debate with child. And so it's kind of like, all right, so you let it go. It's not that big of a deal, you know. You gotta get the thought process going every once in a while. I think the proper term here, I didn't look it up. I think the proper term is protagonist and antagonist, right? The protagonist would be the main person in the story, and then the antagonist would be their enemy or their counterpoint, right? And so it's not a matter of good guy and bad guy. It's a matter of the focal point of the story along with their antithesis, their counterpoint. And so, you know, sometimes things can just end right there, but Seth Green's character in the movie wanted to be called Napster. Now, some of you young folks out there probably don't remember Napster. You don't remember how music worked back in the day. You know, back in the dawn of man up through the 90s, you had to get your music on a physical disc, right? You would have a vinyl record, you would have a cassette tape, you would have a CD. You had to get physical media to hold your music on, and then you had a player for it. Then, you know, the internet strikes, and people say, hey, this game just break, the fuck's going on? People say, this is kind of silly having all these physical things. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just digitize the music? And lo and behold, that's what happened. They went and digitized the music, and then as a way to share that music, someone created a program called Napster. So you could get on there, you could share files back and forth with each other, and you could trade the music, if you will. Now, in the explanation of what Napster was, that, you know, it's a file sharing program. You would use it to share music back and forth. Old Bust decides to double down, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Every once in a while, you're kind of like towing the line of have I gone too far, and then you later decide maybe I should go all in. And so that's where we started up round two with calling it what it was, right? You're not using it to share music. You're not using it to acquire music. If you're quote unquote sharing music, you apply some kind of ownership, right? This is before the iTunes store. This is before you get hit by the likes of Spotify. You are just basically straight up stealing stuff. And so people try to contend it's not stealing. Doesn't work that way. And say, well, did you own it? Did you own it beforehand? It's like, no. If you wanted to go and get that at the store, would you have to pay money for it? Yes. And then this is the point where things start to just be like, Bust, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, well, I'm already kind of in my argument here. It's just like, I feel like once you've gone through the whole movie thing of everyone here is a bad person, and then you try to justify using Napster, immediately following my bad person steals stuff kind of shtick, You get in trouble and they shut you down. there's the saying amongst older folks that I knew what to say and what I should have said was nothing, and that's exactly where we were in that spot. But sometimes you just get on a roll. Get in a little bit of trouble, it's fine, you'll live. I was in the heyday of Napster. I stole so much music back then. I was even in a bit of that camp to where this was somewhat popular when I was in high school. Is that you would go and download a bunch of music, and then you would like print off a list of all of your MP3s, and then you would burn people's CDs for like $5 or $10 of just whatever mixtape that they wanted. Nothing illegal about that, man. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Pulled off quite a bit of those shenanigans. All right, though, we got to focus. We got to get back into the action here. You know our strategy against this dumbass deck. We've talked about it many a time. You just do everything that you can do to not take damage. And so we were taking a full mulligan here. We wanted to find our actions. We wanted to find our Vile Feasts. We wanted to find our Wings in the Wave. None of that shit turned up. And so we're in a pretty bad spot as it is. But, you know, we can keep trying here. There's no need to give up. They still got to do a fair bit of work to win this game. Vile Feasts. Can't cast them just yet, but we certainly drew them. I was like, is he just physically playing Crackshot Corsair? No, we're just rolling low this one. Only taking 2, but again, it's not the damage that matters so much as much as the champions flipping. And we at least, as our kind of saving grace for this match, have the vengeance to kill one of these, whichever one's the first one to come down. I'm trying to think if we want to go ahead and drop a Darkened Bloodletters. We can wait. We're not going to have good attacks with the spiders anyways. Might have an opportunity to prevent the damage this round. We'll try and take it. You all remember Napster? Are you old enough to remember that? I was trying to think back. It was it would have been like it would have been like between like 99 and 2003, somewhere in there. I don't perfectly remember, but I know that that's the time frame. Okay, he's down to 1 card. We're looking decent here. We've stalled reasonably. We have the Vengeance for the Gangplank. We're not taking damage this round unless he picked up something else. Looks good. Could drop action. You should be okay here. It's like it's a little bit late in the game for this ability to come up, but I'm not super interested in any of these other cards. And then I'm not planning on playing Nasus next turn. I was looking to just drop the Darkened Bloodletters. Do have to worry about this stupid ass card. He pulled the Darkened Halberd out of our deck, and so we're gonna have to worry about that one just a little bit. I think the game should be over before it comes down on turn 9. Okay. Here's the Sejuani. So he's only got one more card. If he has a card to deal the damage to face, then, you know, good job. Oh, I guess that Sejuani was enough, right? I think we're still okay here. I mean, this is ultimately scary having Tarash come down, but trying to hit stuff like that out of our deck, huh? Hitting crumbles. Get that bullshit out of here. So now we should be okay. We can just throw Atrocity at the face, assuming we can get to the next turn. He shouldn't be able to deal 14 this round. Oh, that was a not aggressive attack. So it's interesting, right? We don't want to just throw away the Nasus and then have opponent be like, LOL, LOL, I got you with the flash freeze. And so we do have to be like a little careful here, but I think we should be able to try and at least bait something out. Let's start bringing in the squad. See if he drops a card. If he plays a card, then we just win the game. Nothing wrong with that, am I right? And then the other interesting thing here is he did decide to play Tarash onto Sejuani, and so we don't have to worry about a we don't have to worry about the attack coming in. Right? He's not going to have the big harrowing attack next turn. Got him. GG. Bet that guy used to steal stuff on Napster. If we're gonna be real, right? What I don't know what the average age of the children's card gamer these days is, but it's probably in that late teens, early 20s age. And if Napster, say it came out in 2000, and you're 20, then you would not have even been born. You're probably just like, the fuck is this boomer going on about? I remember the days. Back in my day, I had to risk getting viruses on your computer to steal music. You would have to spend 15 minutes downloading a picture of a boob. Oh, man. All right, so anyways, up here, this should be the Powder Pandemonium deck, this Teemo Elise. I don't suspect this is some kind of weird burn deck or something. It should be Powder Pandemonium. We'll see. We'll see what turns out. Planned on getting action down, but we have the block now. And I'm willing to just prevent all of the damage. Much like playing the deck we were just up against. If you can stop them from getting plunders, then it really kind of hamstrings their strategy. And so we'll take that little spiderling down. It's not the highest value play in the world, but it's a start. Start. Now we have a Undying to start loading up. Ooh, maybe this guy is just playing burn. Interesting. Not what I expected. Interesting. Well, if we're under the impression that he's playing some kind of just real burn-heavy deck here, I'm just going to prevent all the damage that we can. So I'm going to put a block in front of the Cask Salesman. I don't think things will go wrong here, but if he's playing +2/+2, get Ephemeral, I don't want to just get nugged for 5. I'd rather just lose action. So I want to go for the Hate Spike, but put the block out just in case. Looks like nothing to worry about so far. Can't take this Imperfectionist down. That's kind of hard to pull off. All right. I thought we were going to be able to get Challenger on the Wings in the Wave. We can, but it takes a little bit more sacrificing than I'm currently willing to do. What is he making copies of? So weird. Is it going to be Doom Beast? Is he going to play a bunch of one-mana Doom Beasts on us? Oh, cool. We got a cat. Got a cat vomiting over here. Dumb shit was probably eating my plants. Poor cat. Poor guy. Oh, that's nasty. These are the things I struggle through. It's not just a matter of playing the game perfectly. Got to deal with cat vomiting over here. I have to regale life stories of making commentary when you shouldn't. So many struggles, so many problems. Right. Still curious what's happening here. It's a odd collection of cards. That's the copy, the Evil Imperfectionist. Okay. We can still attack with action. None of this stuff is a good block in front of him. It will take a point of damage like this, but not a problem. Now, one of the things that we would run into in Constructed, or I'm sorry, in Expedition, was do you want to go ahead and kill the posse, right? Because you have to have 2 of these for the thing to flip. And so if you kill the first one, then they need a second 2, right? So you'd have to have 3 in total. But now, say he doesn't have any more posses in his hand and we kill this one, as he comes up on the next turn, say he just immediately draws a posse, then it's going to come down on the good side. And so I'm feeling like we probably should have just killed the smaller one before this guy came down. Did we ever get like OTK'd here? Is that what's about to happen to us? Huh. Interesting.
Okay, got it. I think maybe.
I'd like to find a Rite of Negation here, but Hate Spike will function similarly. Let us kill off one of these posses.
Hey, Barry, that thing that happened last time totally won't happen again.
Alright, we got the big dog on the table.
Hey, Barry, that thing that happened last time totally won't happen again.
We don't want our whole team to get AoE'd, right? We don't want to wait until combat before we take the posse down. So we'll kill one off while we can. Seems like he's probably got another one lined up for us, but we'll try. This at least protects our action a little bit. Downside to this, okay, he's got another Perfectionist. I was going to say, there is an argument for just taking all of that damage and then trying to Hate Spike the Practical Perfectionist, and then we get a free attack in with Nasus, right? He wouldn't have any fearsomes on the board to stop us from getting lethal. We're kind of coin flipping to win the game here. If we find Nasus, we can get the Siphoning Strike and probably win the game. We'll see. Did pick up the Nasus. He's going to go, LOL, it's a vengeance. LOL, check it out.
The expanse of eternity stretched out before me.
Oh, the posse here to save the day. All right. All right. see what you're bringing forth. Are we good now? All right, we got it. And then I have to take a break to clean up cat vomit. So it's always a struggle. It's always something. Never easy for old FTP bust. All right, vomit cleaned, ready for battle. So I was reminded, like, we watched the Italian Job, and then everyone enjoyed the movie, and so we needed to watch another heist flick the next day. And I'd just recently watched Ocean's 11, still fantastic movie. And so I didn't want to watch it again. It was very recent, and so we decided to watch Ocean's 12. That movie is garbage, just fucking dumb. And I don't know if you haven't seen it. This is not a spoiler by any means, but one of like the big pivotal scenes of the movie. I guess that's fair to say, right? You say, I swear this isn't a spoiler. ... One of the most pivotal points in the movie, but the movie came out like 15 years ago. Fuck off. And so it's about the girl of the movie, Julia Roberts. Her character playing through a scene as though she looks like Julia Roberts. It is the most fucking absurd thing. Like, this would have gotten reamed on the internet had that movie come out in the modern day. If someone tried to pull off that shit to where they're like, "Ooh, here's the big shtick. This actress is gonna act like she looks like the person that she is in real life." It's like, fuck you. This is fucking stupid. And so, like, I can't imagine in the world of modern media and social media and everyone just hating on everything. I'm hating on it right now. It was fucking stupid, and I don't think it would have survived. Like, I don't know what the deal with movies like Morbius was, but it was like as soon as it hit the airwaves, if you will, then everyone was like, "No, this is fucking stupid," and we're not gonna watch it. And so I feel like the same thing would have happened. And then we wouldn't have had to sit through the abysmal movie that was Ocean's 13. And then we wouldn't have had to sit through the super abysmal movie that was Ocean's 8. And so I guess there's only 8 females in Hollywood. That's all that they could get together to work in the 4th installment of the movie. That was the female version. And it was, again, poorly written. It doesn't do that same shit where they're like, "I'm Julia Roberts, the actress. I'm playing a character that looks like Julia Roberts." Like, fuck you. They at least didn't try and do that shit. I don't remember the plot. I just remember the movie being terrible. We can sit around and make some commentary on The Little Mermaid if you want. I feel bad when they make movies, not The Little Mermaid. I haven't seen it. But I feel like the female version of Ghostbusters caught a lot of flack. And that wasn't a bad movie. That was good stuff. I enjoyed the female version of Ghostbusters. But apparently all the nerds that really like the originals were not pleased with. I think Paul Feig did it. Paul Feig does all kinds of amazing and good stuff. And so I'm surprised that it didn't hold out. All right, what are we going to do here? We can pick up the Darkened Bloodletters and go for the Zolani. I don't feel like Nasus is ever going to deal damage this game. And so maybe we just go for the Zolani here and see if we can't chunk in like 3 damage. And then after we've done the 3 damage, replay him and get a kill with Atrocity. That's what I'm kind of envisioning in my brain piece right now. Right, so we're going to put maximum damage onto his Librarian. We get the Zolani back in hand. We're going to play the 7/7 and then use that 7/7 to overwhelm the 3 damage we need. Right? Good. Perfect. Good strategy, Bust. You're gonna boom him. Uh-oh, he sees what's up. He says he's coming at me with the overwhelms. I better prepare with my big blocker. Alright, kill an ally, the little 1/1, to equip. Hot darken on darken action. I'm sure that was your first adult-related Google search on the day. You say, Google, deliver me some hot darken on darken action. Rule 34, man. I'm sure somebody's put it together. Welcome to the internet. All right, do we win this game? What do we have to worry about here? Man, I'm coming at it from all the angles today. The hottest of references coming at you from old FTP Bust. This game's over now, right? He's only got 4 mana. No way to get like strikes or anything. Ooh, he picked up lifesteal on Pantheon. Still don't think he's getting strikes. Down to 2 mana now. All right, this game's done. Down to 0 mana now. I win. Mark it a W. Gotta watch all these animations. Then we're good. Boom. All right. Mark that one a W. Yeah, I missed all the movie talk, man. The football season starts up. You got to sit around and watch all the football games. Now that my fantasy teams are doing so poorly, we'll we'll have to cut back into movie mode just a little bit. But all right, what do we got here? We got a bloodletters, but no early plays. I think we'll just take a mulligan. Get rid of everything. Don't need like a lot, right? There's not a lot of good units in their early game to interact with. We're just kind of being like, oh, you played Nora, okay, that's a good target. But outside of Nora, the rest of them aren't particularly strong. So let's get action going. I don't care about this junk construct. We'll start searching through. We'll start digging. Dang. Wish we could have played around that. Was curious if we wanted to like hate spike, because we're about to. It's like we need to get something going on this board. That something, you know, kind of has to be Forsaken Bakai, because that's just all we have. And I wanted to give it the +2/+2, but Wings in the Wave gives us a something to sacrifice for. Just going to go ahead and pick up the Nasus. It may be a little bit preemptive, but I think that's one of the only ways we'll be winning this game. We'll attack. He's just going to block with the junk construct. It's okay. What? Thought it had to be equipped. Where'd that card go? Give an ally last breath, summon a dude with my equipment. Okay, I see. I feel you. Let's get the thing on board. Not going super well here. Oh shit, I thought we were getting a unit out of that. Uh-oh. That wasn't ideal. Keep on building up though. Give me them targets. Sure. So who do we got? A Ravenous Butcher? Not just yet. I'm gonna keep targeting this guy. We're gonna get a card draw this turn. We need to pick up some kind of action. What do we got? Something cool? Second Nasus? I mean, probably realistically need the second Nasus. Like, the first one's just going to get hit with Minimorph, but if we can get the second one on board, then we might be able to have it stick. Maybe, you know? Maybe.
Hello, anyone want to join my party?
It's kind of tempting to, like, spew off a bunch of dudes this turn just to try and get a Zolani on the board. That's probably a little bit too aggressive.
We enter an age of men and gods.
All right, Nasus, can we get you up to 10-10? We can put a Darkened Halberd on him. That'll get him up to 8. I don't feel like super comfortable going for a Siphoning Strike because I don't want to lose that Nasus out of our hand. But I do feel better about it than... I feel better about it than not flipping our Nasus this turn. All right. Dude, in. Play me. Kill an ally. Equip an ally. He's not going to flip this turn, is he? For a Slay short. We've already played the Halberd once. Like, we can play... Oh, no. That's not true. We can... I see where it is now.
Look in a book and a cat in a lap.
Life is precious.
Here's Zolani. Then we add in the Ravenous Butcher. That gets us up to 10. See if opponent has a Minimorph. He does. That was expected. So then we're still gonna try and oh wow, you lose your equipment that way. It sucks. But we're still gonna try and get the second Nasus down next turn.
I am ascended.
Not the greatest of spots, but this is what we're talking about over and over and over and over and over again against this deck, right? He's got a bunch of shit on board. He's going to start casting a bunch of spells. Those spells are going to give him more shit to put on the board. He's going to hit portals. He's going to have 6 units on the board the whole time. And so you just never actually deal damage with this Dark Enthrall or this Ravenous Butcher or these Undyings. They just never actually get to deal any damage. You have to be out here and ready with a way to go around it. Zolani, or a way to go over top. That's Atrocity. Now, I'm a little scared to add Nasus this turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the Dark Enthrall and bank. And then next turn, we'll see what we can do with having him on board and try and flip. We're probably just too far away to do any real damage, but... kind of is what it is. Okay, our equipment didn't go away. That's at a bit of a loss there. It's like, what are you doing? What are you casting that on the 5/5 unit for? But I thought it stuck around when you got Minimorph. The equipment worked just like the attaches. I love the developer explanation on that. I forget who it is, or if it's just like a common thing amongst Riot. But if you say, why can't you have both an equip and an attach on a unit? And it's like, well, have you ever tried to carry a sword and a cat at the same time? And it's like, well, that would be kind of challenging to do. And then the next one to come up is, if your unit gets mini morphed, why does it still have the weapon, or why does it still have the attach? And it's like, well, you just got turned into a little manatee. You're still holding on to the cat. Doesn't change anything. It's still in your hand. Makes sense. All right. Pretty sure this one's done. We need to find a Vile Feast or something. Deal with these elusives. There's a Vile Feast. Maybe we can get ourselves out of this. Probably not, but maybe. Which is like we're still so far away from dealing any significant damage. Our Nasus will just get blocked by a lobber or something. Then he doesn't really have to worry about any of the other damage coming through. So we'll go ahead and try and get the Slay, take the Floor Be Gone out, take Nasus up to 10, and then if we can, from that point, oh my god, he hit a Zevi. All right, this game's done, let's be real. But right, that's the general idea with a lot of the concepts of this deck. You have to play against the stupid Nora deck. You have to have a way around. We just weren't able to assemble enough early game there. We got shut down pretty hard in the early game. And at that point, you really need to be like hitting your opponent down to 10 or so, and then being ready with an atrocity. But you weren't able to develop that quite enough. All right. Kind of the same deal here. We need some early game stuff. Mulliganing into double Rite of Negation Crumble is not ideal. This is certainly a very losable space when we start with such a non-aggressive hand. But we did at least pick up an action. Let's see if he can't get the party started. The Vagabond ready to party as well. It's like opponent's taking that standard Nami line. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Double Trouble come down this turn. Get some blockers going. Looky there.
Greed will turn any man into a monster. No more hiding.
Bringing it, huh? It's gonna be a make it rain? Is that what's about to happen to us? Oh, Wuju style. Okay. I was like, if he attacks with both, it looks just so much like a make it rain to where he's gonna like bait in all of these blocks and get that good AoE happening after the fact. This is very similar. We at least got to keep our other unit back though. See, this here is extremely problematic, having no plays. All right, let's see if we can't find something to do. Nope, sure can't. At least we got to spend our mana. It's not the end of the world to have that happen. It's just like when we have these hands that are counting on like reactive cards, we just can't be like overbanking. So hopefully we can recover a little bit here. Find literal anything to put on the board. All right, Bakai, bro. You're coming down. Now, I'm not amped about putting down something like Action. The problem here is we need to get Nasus on the board, but he's only a 3/3. And Action's not going to do anything for the rest of the game. I mean, I could see picking up the Wings in the Wave just to let us pop off some of these sacrifice cards like the Rite of Negation and the Crumble. Yeah, I guess that's a realistic way to go about this. Look out, it's a 4/4 Nasus. Sure. All right, gonna lead in with the Wings in the Wave. We'll follow up with the Undying. I want to Rite of Calling this turn though to see if we can't pick up an action. And he's not particularly special on this board. It's just giving us something to do. And if this fails, it's not the end of the world. If he drops a Nopify or a Deny, this isn't like a really high-valued spell. It sucks more to like miss out on the Slay than it would be to miss drawing the champion. Come on, bud. You want to hang out for the last game? It was a generated parlay.
Why are you here?
Okay. So we're getting some chip damage in. This is actually quite good for us, given that that's one of our ways to win is to get this Atrocity Nasus going. And so if he's gonna like keep Lunari Duskbringers around, that gives us some opportunity to come in and get these kills with Nasus. And so I'm not upset with how that's playing out. I think we probably just have to keep passing though. He needs to add like one more unit here. There's his unit that matters. Okay. Gonna go with the slow one first. Then if we need to react with the Vengeance, we still can. Curious if he's just gonna pop off like 4 spells or if this is actually a Deny. Deny would be so much better for us. Yeah. I would like to save the other Rite of Calling, or the Rite of Negation, so that we have a way to protect an Atrocity, if that ever comes about. But right now, I think this is a little bit better. Now he's gonna get to He's gonna get to blast us for about 1 million. Nothing we can do about that. Taking. What happened? What happened? Why does? Oh no! I sacrificed off the wrong card. Oh, I fucked that up so much. Oh, I fucked that up. I should not have. I had in my head that he had a removal spell cast on our dude, and then when I sacrificed our dude, I counterspelled our own spell. That's not recoverable, but that was just a little bit sloppy. I'm not particularly convinced we would have been able to win that game just because we were so far behind. Like, imagine everything went right there to where we had the removal spell onto his Shelly, and then we don't have to play anything further. We play a Zolani, and then next turn go into Nasus. We're still like exceptionally far from winning that game. That was a very painful one for us to have to deal with. But nonetheless, a good collection of games. We lost to some weird ones. We lost to the Braum deck and stuff, but some good matchups otherwise. The important one right now is the Sejuani matchup not being terrible, and then having good ways to answer the Sejuanis, right? We speak heavily to their game plans, and it's not it's not bad. I think if we look on here, it lists it as a, down here at the bottom right, a 49% win rate, so it is slightly unfavored, but I don't know if everyone has actually picked up on the strategy against that deck. I know I've been preaching it to you for the past like 3 or 4 videos, but I think that one's okay. And then this is still reasonable against a large portion of the field, and then good against that kind of like mid-rangey segment of the field like scouts. And so I think that this has some potential in the upcoming patch. You know, say Pirates gets nerfed pretty heavy. People stop playing it because that's what it feels like should happen, and then it'll just come around and be the best deck at seasonals. But I expect to see some Pirates nerfs, and if that pushes the format into a more mid-rangey direction, then something like Nasus or these Shadow Isle sacrifice decks can have a pretty powerful place in the format. And it's something that I don't expect we're going to see too many nerfs or too many bans from, too many updates to. And so it should be pretty healthy here in a week, and it's a pretty reasonable deck to be doing battle with. But, you know, I hope we hit off on a lot of the strategies and a lot of the combos happening with this, especially cycling around the Dark and Bloodletters. As we touched on Shurima the week or so ago, the Dark and Bloodletters, I think, is clearly just one of the absolute best cards in the set. It's just so good early, it's so good late. It plays with action, it plays with the sacrifice things. It just does literal everything that you could want a card to do. And I'm very happy to get to include it in a deck. And so, however else you like to go about these things, if it's playing with Viego or Kindred or adding in Thresh or whatever, I think that's all good and well. There's a nice core to the deck here with this Undying, Hate Spike, Vile Feast package. But I am quite a big fan of also adding in the Dark and Bloodletters. And so, you know, keep it in the back of your head, keep it in your mind, keep it in your dome piece as you get prepared for seasonals to come up, or your big ladder climbs to push to the next level. Whatever you're trying to do, I hope you have many successes. And so that is going to do it for us today. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.